Hello, it's Redvenge here from Dathomar Oblivion. I just wanted to show off some of my UI that I use currently. Um, I'll just quickly go through the list for Redvenge. I have a lot of add-ons. Some of them I use on specific characters, others I use across the board. So just scroll down here for you to see what I have, and you can take note. Um, you know, if I'm going too fast, you can clearly, pause the video or whatever. Pitbull spam, wow. And there we go. Pretty much. That's the effect of them. Okay. Okay, here we are on my character Revenge. I'll just give you a quick overview of the UI elements. Up in the corner we have Sexy Map. That's basically what it is. A nice sexy map, has a lot of art customization and other features like a HUD and things like that. Below there we have my coordinates, TomTom. That's basically it. Coordinates, it's good, Here we've got Recount. Recount is good despite being a tank because I can see, okay, the raid is doing this much damage, we need this much more, otherwise we're going to hit the enrage. So it's a nice way of keeping tabs of things, Here we have a Vengeance Report. Basically, it's a graphical way to display your vengeance, as opposed to having to go up to the top and look at the buff and hover over it. You can just see it fill up like a meter or go up and down based on how much you have. It's a really, really good mod for tanks. And you can see here, you hover it over after you've, engaged combat since you've been logged on, or from your last battle, I should say, rather. It will show you, it was up this long, and this is how long your last fight was, your uptime percentage is this is how much AP you have. It says I got 0 out of 43 seconds because I was just on the training dummy just before. Below that, my bars I'm using is the Dominoes add-on, as opposed to Bartender. As you see, Dominoes is a lot more user-friendly, I guess you could say. It's really easy to set up. There's lots of features. Like the sticky bars, for example, works fantastically on Dominoes, as opposed to Bartender, where it's a bit more drag and drop. It's a lot less tedious and it's good. Then we have Pitbull for my unit frames. Pitbull takes a while to set up, but once it's set up, it's good. So I've got, me, my target's target. If I do this, see if we got someone that has a cast time. Here we go. So whenever I have someone targeted, you can see their cast time. The last patch actually broke this. I need to fix it. But it shouldn't happen normally for players, but for bosses or like for NPCs. So, oh crap, this boss is casting this, I know, What else do I have? Pratt, it's just combat, chat mod, not much to say about that really. I've got 2 chat windows, one for private, which is PMs and things like that, and just a general spam window, combat log, whatever. Yeah. Okay, let's get into key bindings. I try to keep most of the similar abilities across my characters on the same keybind. So, for example, here, Shield Bash, which is a melee interrupt, I have it on Till. So, say that I go and play my Ret Paladin, then that will be Rebuke. Or if I play a Rogue, then it becomes Kick. The same thing here with Shift R. Shift R is my ranged interrupt. So for my Shaman, that's Wind Shear, whatever. This is the Talented Heroic Throw, which is a silence. Got my Prot Pally, which is the Avenger Shield. I try to keep it uniform. Then 1 through 6 abilities I use. 1 through 4 other abilities I use a lot. 5 and 6 less, significantly less actually. Don't really use them much at all. Then we have my mouse buttons. I've got 2 mouse buttons on the side of my mouse. One is Cleave and one is Devastate. Basically, the 1 through 4 or 1 through 6 remain the same across all characters. Heavily used abilities, at least 1 through 4, and 5 and 6 are more situational. The mouse buttons change as well. They change a lot, actually. I don't really need to learn what they are. I just go with it for whatever character, but usually in the past, my mouse button 5, where Devastate is here, it's usually been, like a kill shot, or execute, or Drain Soul. It's, the execute type ability. And number 4 has generally been the AE ability. So, Whirlwind, Cleave, or Divine Storm, things like that. Then we move up to here, which is Alt 1 through 4. These are abilities I use frequently whenever they're off cooldown. Yeah, that's all I can say about that. It's the same across all my characters. Then we've got Shift 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, across my tanks, at least this is uniform. I have, Shift 1 being my main taunt, Shift 2 being my other taunt, Shift 3 something else. Shift 3 and 4 are different for all characters, because, thankfully there's not that much, similar type skills. Shift S is my stun, so Concussing Blow on my Prot Warrior, or Hammer of Justice on my Paladin. Okay, then we have F. F is usually my anti-magic anything, or shield. So, for my Prot Warrior, it's Spell Reflect. On my Death Knight tank, it's anti-magic shield. However, on things like my Priest, it becomes Power Word Shield. It's things that absorb magic, or deflect it, or make magic go away. It's my anti-magic whatever. X. X is something I want to activate occasionally, that I need to activate in a hurry when I'm like moving. So I play with the WASD, QD, AQE, and if you place your fingers say on W and Q, or just even W, for most of the time I play with W and I steer with my mouse, which means X is easy access for my thumb. So, oh no, a fear is coming, I can pop that real quick. Or, something, or oh no, incapacitate, whatever. And it's also a good way to get extra rage at the start of a fight. So that varies across all my characters, it's just something. On my Paladin, for example, it's my seal. It varies a lot. F1 through 12. F1, 2, 3, and 4 I use, those are my main cooldowns. So, I have Shield Wall, Last Stand, Enraged Regen, Intimidating Shout. On my Prot Paladin, I've got Divine Bubble thing, I've got Bubble, I've got Argent Defender, I have, all these things, My DK, I've got Icebound Fortitude, it's all the same. It's cooldowns that increase survivability or throughput. So, mirror image of my mage or something, or rapid fire on my hunter, basically. The next few abilities, you can see F5 isn't bound because that's my record button at the moment. I usually don't hit them when I'm playing. I usually keep them free for like items and stuff like that, unless I have to put cooldowns there, but that's not very often. Yeah, so that's my keybinds.